All right.
Ian,
All
welcome
right.
back.
Welcome,
buddy.
Ian.
Ian loves the claps. He's just gonna keep getting those because you're a troll. Welcome back, guys, to another episode of Pros with Con podcast. Got my good buddy back with me today, Chris Fry.
Hello.
Say hello to the
Hello,
people,
hello.
Chris Fry. Christopher Allen Fry, Fry Performance Training owner. So you guys listened to the first episode with him and Corey on, Dr. Corey. So
The
I'll
doc.
give Corey a shout out 30 seconds in to appease him. But yeah, so I had Chris and Corey both on earlier in the episode. So episode number 3, go check that out if you want to learn about more about Chris's upbringing and why he got into fitness and his educational background and what he's doing now. Chris will be definitely one of the regulars on the Pros with Con, so glad to have him back. We're just going to dive into a little bit more Fry Performance today. So it's kind of the idea, talk about some things that are relative with how we kind of see and attack workouts and that kind of thing, and how he programs, and just the more in-depth taking a look at Fry Performance more in depth today. So it's kind of the goal, and he's back on, and he's probably gonna make me mad here shortly. So punch him live on camera. So this is it'll be a cool episode. So if you guys definitely want to learn more about Chris, go check out episode number 3. But today we're gonna talk about some other things in the Fry Performance world and Aurelius world and all these things. So
All good things.
thanks for coming back on, Chris.
Thanks for having me.
You got your Dunkin' with you?
Yeah, I did. Some of it's gone.
The lesser of the coffee chains around?
Definitely lesser, but it's on the way.
Convenience is
It's on the
key
way.
sometimes.
It's right down the hill.
Location. Did you stop and get some barbecue
Not today.
yesterday?
Nope.
Oh, buddy.
Nope.
Sheesh.
I need to try it though. It smells so good.
Yeah, apparently there's this guy that smokes a bunch of meats on the side of the road in Aliquippa.
It's good. Stevie's.
Stevie's, is that
Yeah,
it? Is
it's
that
right outside
him?
of Steve. I don't know. I
Oh,
don't know if
it's right outside.
It's right outside of
I
Stevie's.
don't know what that is.
Convenience store.
I'm sure some people might know what Stevie's
Yeah.
is, but Yanni's too. People should know what that means.
Shout out Yanni's.
Yeah.
Great place.
So Fry Performance Training, I got my mug with me today. So how's it going, Chris?
It's good.
How's Fry Performance treating you?
It's going well. It's going well. Just working.
Just
Working in the evenings, after school, before school.
You do,
I do both.
you do before school?
2 days. Yeah, Tuesday,
Okay.
Thursday.
What days?
Tuesday, Thursday,
Oh,
6 a.m.
I was going to ask, and then you said it, and I already had it in my mind that I was going to ask. So.
Yeah, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6 a.m. And then I go to school after that, and then I go back afterwards.
Yeah, so Chris is a teacher at Cannon McMillan, for those of you that did listen to that. So that is his full-time job. But Fry Performance Training is also, I guess you consider a full-time
My
job.
second full-time job.
He's a business owner, so a lot of work goes into that, so that's what he's doing. So yeah, talk a little bit about what kind of implements you have at Fry Performance Training. So like, what could people expect? Like, what kind of workouts do they do? What kind of programming do
Yeah.
you really try and follow? Kind of dive into that.
Yeah, so it's pretty set up very similar to like a strength and conditioning setting. That's how I kind of have it as. Based like kind of from like the collegiate standpoint, I try to keep it similar to that for everybody, like for adults, for athletes as well. So they're moving through their workout and with that structure, right? Every workout is going to start out with, your warm up. There's a general warm up, and then I go into more specific things, whether that is mobility, stability, balance. Maybe somebody has an injury or some type of ailment that they need to work on. Then we go. That's a good word.
You don't know that many words to say something like that.
So yeah, they go into their general warm up, and then they'll go into something that is specifically for them to help either correct something or make a weakness stronger. In terms of those things I just mentioned,
Important in life, Chris.
of course, and then some sort of power development, whether that's like a med ball throw, just an airdyne sprint, just to get the heart rate up, jumps, dumbbell jumps, things like that, where they are trying to warm up and get their brain working, get their brain ready to exercise. So that's going to be the next step from there. And then we go into some power or some strength blocks, depending on what that day is going to call for. Could be squat, could be a deadlift, could be bench press, whatever it is that we're working on that particular day will be the first block of strength. And then we'll go into some accessory stuff. Your curls,
very important.
Very important, but like your smaller muscle groups, your smaller exercises that are helping the main muscle for that particular day. And then at the end, we'll either do some conditioning, some core, stuff like that. Yeah, that's pretty much the structure of it.
Okay, yeah, cool. I guess there's like a couple things we could talk about for sure. The universal understanding of like what you said about when you're like warming up, using that as like kind of like getting into the exercise itself.
Yeah.
Like you have to understand the importance of warming up. It's not just like getting your heart rate up and getting sweaty.
Right.
That's part of it
Yep.
for sure. I kind of like to introduce, like, you start off with getting your heart rate up, so you're just like moving right away, and then you start getting into more things like getting the dynamic movements, so you're ready and able to get into certain positions for whatever it calls for that day. So like that's how I pretty much warm up. Like I definitely make stuff dynamic as opposed to just like stretching.
Right, for sure. For sure.
Like you definitely want to focus on certain groups that you're going to be focusing on that day.
Yeah.
In the warm up. So like if I squat, I like to do a bunch of like punters, getting my legs and hips open, like just high knees, like getting that kind of range of motion.
Yeah.
Like, is that like something you kind of try to implement?
Yeah. So recently I just implemented just a general warm up, and the goal of that is to hit every joint. So we'll start with like shoulder rotations, T-spine, hips, ankles, pretty much any joint you could think of. I'm hitting that in the general warm up, and then the next part will be that more of a specific, hey, we're squatting today, so you're gonna do some hip stuff, some hip 90s, some hip swing throughs, reverse lunges with a twist, things that are going to be very similar to what the movement is that day. If you're benching or pressing, it could be push-ups, in some rows or whatever the case may be. And then after that, into the power section, I normally try to go, obviously, if we're a leg-focused day, if the main lift is like a trap bar deadlift, we'll do jumps or med ball slams or med ball side throws. And the goal of that, too, is like a CNS, central nervous system, like getting that ready to go, right? Because that's a big part of it. If you just kind of go into, your workout and you're going to lift heavy weight or whatever you're going to do, and you don't have that central nervous system ready to go, you're going to find that you're probably going to feel sluggish. You're not going to be ready. And they do that too. Like they're starting to do that now with like sports even. Like teams will lift or exercise or whatever before a game, and they'll do that very explosive med ball slam, med ball throw, hang clean, hang pull, whatever it is to get that CNS like amped up and ready to go for the game. Yeah,
definitely. And it's so like that's a cool topic as far as like I like understand that, but like from like a very sciencey background because of all the education you have for sure. But it's important for people, so like Aurelius members, when you see warm ups, there's like a protocol that we try and follow. It's not just to like
not to make you tired.
Yeah, like it's. I would even argue I'd rather make you tired than not get you tired enough to be warmed up.
So
I
agree.
We don't want to put you like through a workout as the warm up, but the whole goal is to get you ready to perform whatever we're doing that day. So that's what Chris is touching on right now. As far as like if you're squatting, you want to make sure those hips are primed and ready to be opened and mobility is all good, but you're also firing like your glutes and everything's all fired up, ready to perform a heavy back squat or a heavy front squat or whatever we're doing. So that's what Chris is just saying, like that central nervous system connection in the warm-up is crucial. Like the warm-up is just as important as the lift or whatever you're doing for that day. So Aurelius members, I encourage you to take it more seriously. It's important, and it'll just help you feel better, and it'll help you progress at a faster rate. safely too. So like you're helping yourself by warming up properly.
And I would say another thing in there too is when warming up, it shouldn't be okay. I got to do one thing and then I take a couple minutes, run through it. Like it should be 5 to 10 minutes, and by the end of that, you should be worked up a sweat. Like your heart rate should be up. You should have a sweat going a little bit, and you're ready to go.
Yeah,
and that's one thing that I really like about the general warm up that we've put in at the gym. It is people come in and they know this is what the warm up is, regardless of what we're doing today. I'm gonna start doing it right away, and then we'll get into the more specific stuff after that.
Do you change your general warm-ups by day, or do you kind of use the same kind of general warm-up?
The general warm-up has been every day. I just change it. I change it a lot. I like to mess with stuff.
Yeah.
I like to mess with stuff and see how it works and see if people like it. And I've gotten good feedback on that. They come in, they say they know, okay, I'm going to come in, I'm going to do this. They get started, and then we go into the specific stuff. And I think it's been working nicely so far.
So the general is kind of like very generally the same.
Yeah.
But then the specific you kind of alter depending on what you're doing.
Depending on what you're doing, depending on the person. If sometimes people need to work on their balance. Sometimes people need to work on, their hips are tight. Or I have some people with like tight upper backs where they're sitting all day. So we do a lot of shoulder stuff, rear delt stuff, to work on each individual person. So that's one thing that I do like as well, to make it more individualized. Not everybody needs to do, an ankle rock through. If they have a really good ankle mobility already, why am I going to put them through that as their thing? Maybe they have really tight upper back, upper shoulders, right? So we're going to do stuff that helps with that instead.
Well, that's what's up. So that's kind of, see that crossover between fitness in general. So strength and conditioning, you still want to focus on quality warm-up depending on what you're doing that day. Very, very important to have a good warm-up, always. Especially as it starts to get colder out, people are less motivated to get into the gym and be warm. They're freezing. In order to be warmer, start warming up and do a lot of it. It's a little less difficult in the summer months just because it's already warm out. You're already feeling loosey-goosey as it goes, But so it's important to have that warm-up structure. So Fry Performance seems like that's already in place. So as far as what you're programming, talk about your splits. Show me a split.
Yeah, do you want me to get down and do it?
Ain't no way you're flexible.
No, can't do that. Nope.
Neither is Kurt Lang taught.
Split wise though,
so most talk about splits. Sorry, just before you. I don't want to.
Yeah. The people need to know.
People probably don't know what that means. People just need what you program throughout the week. So a Monday, Wednesday, the typical Monday's chest day, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So when I say splits, talk about what he programs each day throughout the week, what his programming structure looks like.
Yeah. So most of my people come in 2 to 3 times a week. I have a couple come in 4, but normally that 4th day is a conditioning day that they like to do. So the 2 to 3 days a week, it's all full body. So we don't have an upper body or a chest day or a leg day. It's all full body. We'll have a main lift. Normally that's a goblet squat or a front squat, hex bar deadlift, bench press, dumbbell bench press. Those main things right there. That would be the main lift in the block. And then after that, we'd go into the accessory stuff. So say, for example, we had a front squat programmed or a zombie squat without hands. The accessories could be, an incline dumbbell bench press, TRX row, a single leg hip thrust, and then some core, something like that. Some core. Yeah. But that's normally the general structure of it. And again, that changes as well, just depending on over time where we're at. Right now, I do have a main lift, but we're getting into where we're in November this next coming week will be our last week of going heavy, sets of 2 to 3. And then we'll get back into, starting in November, we will get back into a little bit higher reps with some eccentrics, and some
Mm.
holds, which everybody loves that. Just kidding, they hate it. They hate it.
Yeah, so
But it's good. So we
like
do
tempo front squats and
Yeah,
tempo back
a
squats
lot of-
that we have you guys do here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know you love those.
a lot of tempo coming up, with new movements as well. So that everybody we started off probably like in the beginning of September, late August with rear foot elevated split squats.
Everyone loves those. too.
Everybody loves those.
Actually, Tyler.
Tyler does love this.
He says his favorite movie. Freaking lunatic.
We started with those. We did those with tempo, and then we did those for like a 4-week block, and then we went into front foot elevated reverse lunges, like front foot elevated on a plate. Did a 4-week block of those, and right now we're just dumbbell each hand reverse lunges on the floor. So then we're going to switch it back to safety squat bar lunges with tempo starting next week, or
So do
starting
you
the week
like-
after next November.
So do you like progress and so like these blocks, are they very focused on like strength, or do you have like each week just have them like increase weight, decrease reps? Like what kind of structure is that?
It depends. So like we started off.
Good answer, Chris.
It depends.
If
It
you
always
ever-
depends.
Yeah, if you ever ask someone and they say a concrete answer without saying it depends first, they're wrong. So
It
he's-
depends.
He knows what he's talking about. We can proceed.
So like the rear foot elevated split squats that we started with, those were tempoed and higher reps. Like we had them going like 8 to 10 on each leg, which is terrible.
Feel the burn.
Which is terrible. And then went to the front foot elevated, and we got into like the less tempo. Maybe like instead of like a 2-second lowering, we just did a 1-second lowering with a 2-second pause at the bottom, and then came back up. And then the last 2 weeks of just the regular dumbbell reverse lunges have been no tempo, sets of like 4, sets of 3 each leg, sets of 4 the following week or the previous week, and last week was sets of 3.
Okay.
And this week will probably be around 3 to 2 each leg. I don't really need to go like sets of 1 on reverse lunges, but just working up and getting heavier. And the rep ranges of those right now, last week were 5 sets of 3 each leg for those. So those have gone up from your higher reps, and we worked our way down to the lower, and then we'll start back over again with a new movement with that safety squat bar.
Yeah.
And those will all change as well. Like
Yeah.
we did bench press, we did dumbbell press. We're gonna go into some neutral grip dumbbell bench pressing as we go. So usually every month or so, I switch up the lifts.
So what's November gonna be?
November is gonna be the safety squat bar. Still a lunge, but a different stimulus,
Yeah.
as I
definitely.
say. What?
Oh, no, you're good. You're good. This is great. I didn't know you knew all these words.
But yeah. So that'll be for that. Might do like a B stance, hex bar deadlift,
Ooh, B
which
stance.
which is like 1 foot behind the other foot, still shoulder width apart, but 1 foot back.
I've been seeing those a lot lately, like staggered stance.
Yeah, like staggered
RDL.
stance. Yeah.
People have been doing those a lot.
Yeah,
Um,
good for a single leg strength.
yeah, and like it kind of takes the balance out of it. so you can
Exactly.
focus on the strength,
Yep.
which is cool because
This
you see that a lot here. We program RDLs, like dumbbells, like accessory, but how do people build strength in that without using balance?
Yeah,
So,
it's
like,
a really
that's
good,
a good alternative.
really good alternative. I like that a lot, and I like holding on to something as well.
Yeah,
It's something that I feel like a lot of people don't do because they balance. But if you want to build the strength in the leg,
Yeah,
hold on to something.
that's good.
Like the balance isn't that important if you're trying to build the strength.
That's why he's a pro. Yeah, it's actually a really good idea that maybe introduce me. I think about it.
No.
For sure. Like you can kind of see like, stuff we kind of talk about. As far as like what we understand and all that stuff, but it's cool to like see your progressions. Like so, you'll start more of like when you start like a new cycle, you start very lightweight, high rep, high repetition. type
Yeah,
stuff.
a lot of
So, like,
tempo.
yeah, and like we'll do that here. So like we'll start off higher sets or low, like whatever sets, reps. That's what I'm trying to say.
Mhm.
More reps, and then as the weeks progress, you kind of like decrease reps and you increase weight.
Increase the
So
weight.
that's kind of like your standard cycles you kind of follow.
Mm-hmm.
When we do like back squat, front squat, all those kind of things, that's kind of like unanimous, like how you should follow to program
Mm-hmm.
just a strength cycle or whatever you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So you're just focusing on lunges, which is cool.
Yeah.
Different variations of lunges and all those things, but everyone at Arrays can kind of understand like the tempo stuff.
Yeah, that's just that was just like
Yeah.
one of the days. Before like the lunges, the other day, one of the other days was we started with goblet squats at the same tempo, like 3 seconds down, 2 second hold at the bottom, which again sucks. And then we've progressed that from the goblet squat to I like zombie squats a lot, like just holding your arms straight out.
Ooh,
a lot of people
shout out Ian Richards.
Ian, yeah.
I saw some zombie squats.
Ian has gotten very good at zombie squats.
Wow.
Yeah,
Good for you, buddy.
yeah. But a lot of people can't do the front rack position,
Yeah.
which is fine. Just
You
hold
see-
it in front of you
you
right
see
there.
this a lot, too.
See that a lot, which also is fine. No, there's no problem with that.
Everything's
You're working
fine.
the same muscles. You're doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Just how you're holding it is slightly different. And if you're CrossFit, if you're doing CrossFit, obviously you need to be in this position a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But my clients aren't doing CrossFit, so not a big deal.
They ain't be doing no cross.
And they can get heavier with the bar here instead of holding a kettlebell here, because my kettlebell only goes 100 pounds, 106 pounds. But
Sheesh. That's a big boy kettlebell.
yeah.
That's what they called you in grade school.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's just an example of the one of the days. Everything else progresses as well. Dumbbell bench press to barbell bench press, neutral grip. I just changed the grips a lot. Single arm, alternating. Just change that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Slight changes working the same muscles.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, do you like classes wise? Like, how big are like classes usually?
Well, in the space I can get comfortably 5 people at a time. And I use an app, so they're all working through their own thing that is on the app.
Is each person like standardized? Like when
Yes.
they start, like you have their own like a specific program each person follows.
I make it for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to
Yeah,
say.
yeah.
Like it's not like a workout of the day type
Correct.
thing. Like
Correct.
we have a workout of the day here. He's doing more of like a structured, individualized programming.
Correct.
They're all together, but they're kind of just doing their own thing.
Yeah. So
in the group setting.
I make the workouts in like a master calendar, parent calendar is what it's called. And like at the beginning of each week I make them, and then, if they come in, I literally copy and paste it and put it in, and then each individual person I change. Like say we're doing zombie squats, and not everybody's going to do that, so I change their thing to goblet squats or box squat, whatever it is that they're working on, and I change their things up for them.
Mm-hmm.
So it is the same similar structure and the same, if we're squatting one day, everybody's going to be squatting, but it might be a different form of squat,
Mm-hmm.
different form of press. Some people don't bench press, some people just do dumbbells. So I change that based on the individual person. But it's all in an app. The app is great. It tracks everything for everybody, their weights, what they did last week. It gives me a nice little line graph of, where they started. You can see it. It goes up and down, and eventually their baseline starts out here. At the end, or towards the end where we're at now, is normally up higher. So their lower point is up higher than their starting point was, which is what I'm really looking for on that there. But the app has been very, very helpful in terms of that.
Yeah, so that's kind of a cool way. It's kind of like our sugar wad here, as far as like workout of the day, log your result type of thing, but
Mm-hmm.
it's more like individualized for the person. Is that what you were working on with Mallory, or was that your own thing prior? Is Mallory the website she was helping?
Yeah, Mallory helped me out a ton with the website,
Yeah.
which also has been a great help. It's really helped me not have to do as much stuff.
Shout out Mallory.
Yeah, shout out Mallory. It's very helpful.
Yeah. Appreciate your nice words about it, Chris. It's kind of cool to kind of see the stuff you use is a little different and very like much more individualized, but it still applies to like a group setting.
Yeah, it's definitely a group setting. In terms of the people all interact with each other, they've all pretty much become friends, hang out without me, which is great.
Wow.
I get a little FOMO sometimes, but no, they do. It's a group, but they're all working through their own stuff. They have their own numbers. They track their own. I track most of their stuff while they're doing the workout, but they're able to see it. They can comment on stuff. This felt good. This felt bad. This was a 10 out of 10 in terms of it was that challenging. This was a 5 out of 10, whatever the case may be. And it gives a readiness survey at the beginning, which is great. So they fill that out. Tell me, we have a heavy lift day today. I see it's like a 2.0 out of 5. I'm going to say, okay, we're going to tone that down a little bit today. And it tracks that as well, which is great. Like, will give me like a trend. Like, maybe they come in every Monday, and every Monday they're a 2 out of 5, and every Friday they're a 4.7, whatever, out of 5. So it's like, okay, what are you doing on Saturday and Sunday that Monday is a 2, and what are you doing throughout the week that you're at a 4.7 out of 5? So it gives trends like that to allow them and me to see kind of how they're feeling on a regular basis.
That's a really cool thing. Whenever Corey comes back on, I'll probably have a conversation with him about that. But we kind of talked about it when he came and talked to your people at his seminar. Shout out Dr. Corey once more. But it's an important part that I want people to understand here at Aurelius. So this will be a good conversation for you guys all to listen to. But his is showing that kind of readiness to work out type thing. So this is what we're here for. So as coaches, as personal trainers, is that what you would call yourself?
Yeah, I guess.
Strength and conditioning trainer.
Yeah.
Whatever the case is, people that know how to program, but also based off how you're feeling. Just because something's programmed doesn't mean necessarily you're equipped to do that certain weight or set number, whatever the case is, volume that specific day. If you're feeling like garbage. So like if you're feeling beat down and run down, or a 2 out of 5 on his app, or whatever the case is, it's important to acknowledge that, see it, understand how your body feels, and then like do what you can to make yourself feel better. You don't want to overtrain. You don't want to over push yourself just to kind of hit that intended weight for the day just because the app or whatever says so. It's all a guideline for sure, and there's a time and place to push yourself and a time and place to back off. So like that's a cool thing about your app that I remember talking about at that seminar that people were kind of relating to really well. To understand how your body's feeling. So like we don't really have that app here, but that's kind of our job as coaches to have those conversations with you guys, and that's just kind of a cool way that he's implementing that at his gym, and understanding that is an important part of training and lifting and working out, that you have to take into account how your body's feeling and know when and when not to push yourselves. Right?
Yeah, and obviously I ask them too, like, how you feeling? I see it if it says like a 2 out of 5. I see that they're probably not feeling very good, but I ask them as well, what did you do?
Yeah.
They'll say, I didn't eat really much today, or I didn't sleep very well last night, whatever the case may be. But it's just another good source of feedback from, they might not tell me something that I can see on the app. And then I ask them, and like, again, they might not tell me, but I see it. Okay, you're a 2. All right, we're going to tone it down a little bit.
Yeah, let's tone it down.
Yeah, and I don't think that's something that people need to get discouraged from either. Like, you're there. You showed up still.
Absolutely.
You don't feel very good. You're tired. You're feeling sluggish. You're there. Yeah, don't get discouraged about it. You're still here, and hopefully the goal is that after you leave, you feel better. And that's normally the case.
And in order to do that, like, you have to acknowledge and be honest with yourself. Like, maybe I should just go a little bit easier today. Still doing stuff, still moving through what I need to be doing, but don't worry about, like, getting caught up on, I have to hit this weight today or it's a failed day. Like, it's only a success if I hit such and such X weight, whatever. So that's just a cool feature that was implemented, but we discussed that a lot with Corey, and he kind of was using that as his research with me whenever I did like those interviews and stuff, to like know like how to differentiate between like grit and how you're feeling when you walk in that day, and like pushing through or not. Like everything kind of takes into account like how your body's feeling based off of like sleep, eating, drinking enough water, like recovery, like all these things. So that's kind of a cool sciencey-ish way that you're implementing that with your members.
Yeah.
and it helps you be like personable and relatable and like asking like how are you feeling, like
Mhm.
what can I do to help you feel good today
Yeah.
since you did feel like a 2 yesterday or something, whatever.
Right.
It is.
Or they have some kind of like, oh, my back is real tight. All right, let's do this. Let's roll out. Let's do this stretch. Let's do
Roll
this
out.
mobility thing, whatever the case, may be. That maybe I wouldn't get if I didn't ask.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it's a good thing.
Yeah, it's a real
Good
good thing. Pretty much. So
Pretty much.
like, as far as like we talked about a lot of community last time, culture.
Mhm.
Like you can obviously say like that's good and it's picking up and you're doing all these things.
Yeah, Jim's Giving
Um,
coming up.
what is that?
Jim's Giving.
You got
It's-
Jim's Giving.
Yeah, it's like Thanksgiving, like Friendsgiving, but Jim's Giving.
Oh, when's that?
November 20th, Sunday before.
Coming up.
Hey, that's like less than a month.
Yeah, I guess. But yeah, we'll talk about that more. But these are cool conversations to understand. Like all of this is just in fitness in general and lifting and all these things. I know you do more of like a circuit type thing too. Is that like what you would consider your conditioning day?
Yeah, it's on Saturday mornings.
Saturday morning.
Saturday mornings at 8
Yeah.
o'clock. It's just once a week. It's just like a conditioning circuit, pretty
Yeah,
much.
Very like EMOM like for those
Yeah.
people here at Rayleigh. Like
Yeah,
on the minute, do this movement, and then you
Mhm.
kind of like rotate through.
yeah. You just you rotate through stuff. It's like an hour long. Do some bike, do some air or do some true form treadmill, some med ball slams, some core.
Med ball slam,
That's like a fun thing. I feel like.
fun thing.
Yeah, people get in there. I have Caleb, shout out to Caleb and E. They just go in there and they just like make fun of each other the whole time, which
Yeah,
is fun.
I saw
Like
that.
everybody else like laughs. So it's like a good time. It's a good way to start your morning. It's hard. I told you I did it yesterday. I did it yesterday. I said, wow, you guys are. This is impressive that you guys do this every week.
Oh, is that funny? Listening to Ian say that.
Yep. Yeah, normally we get 2 minutes break. We're getting 3 minutes rest today.
He can't even do his own program. Oh boy,
Just that. I do the lifts. Every week, but
that's funny. Yeah. So talk a little bit about like what you do. It doesn't have to get too crazy, but like, do you follow like a similar programming to how you program your people?
yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I know. I do the workouts. Normally, I'll work out. I'll do the first workout today that we're gonna do. I'll do it today, and then I'll do the next one on Sunday, and I'll do the last one on Saturday or on Wednesday and Saturday.
mhm.
So that's pretty much when I lift right now. Just time wise, works the best for me.
What
Saturday.
is your time like? What days do you take off or just not do whatever?
So right now I just lift on Saturday, Sunday, Wednesday. That's the only times I have really, other than if I wanted to get up at 4:30, I don't want to do that. So, because I go to the gym on Tuesday, Thursday, and I do get up at 4:30 those days.
Yeah, just it's interesting to see like different schedules people have. Like people kind of do like the very standard here, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday,
Mhm.
rest Thursday, Friday, Saturday, rest Sunday type of thing.
Yeah,
But everyone's schedule's different, and understanding like what days
Mhm.
you can and do things and all that kind of
yeah,
stuff.
it's just easier. Like before I was trying to like jam it all in. Like I gotta get up Monday morning real early. Wednesday morning, Friday morning, Saturday, Sunday, and it's just too much right now. So
Yeah, I mean,
I just do it. These are my open days. That's when I
what
do it.
days are like your busy days as far as like what you're having people come in?
Monday, Tuesday, Thursday are definitely the busiest. Wednesday evenings I'm not there anymore, which is nice. Anthony works, which is shout out Anthony,
Nice.
big help.
Nice.
Fridays I'm just there from 4 to 5 p.m. So that's also a pretty nice
Fridays.
day as well.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So you go there straight from
Straight from school.
Cannon Mac.
Yeah, Tuesdays and Thursdays I go 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. Drive to school, come home, or go directly to the gym until 7:30.
Those are the grindstone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he definitely. Chris has always been like a hard worker as far as like, he's always been gone throughout the day.
Yeah.
I mean, he used to work at.
Remember whenever I'd get up at 3:30
3
in
a.m.
the south side, 3:30, go to the gym at 5 to 7, and then I would teach school. I would substitute teach.
I would teach school.
Go substitute teach at Hopewell. and then I go back to the gym until again like 7. I did that for a year.
You want to be successful, you gotta do it.
But
all those people that just don't want to put their nose to the grindstone.
Yeah.
You don't have a prior performance training now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's interesting just to see how you kind of differentiate as far as like what you do,
Mm-hmm.
how you program, the kind of services as far as like the app and like the things you use
Mm-hmm.
to describe how people are feeling, which is cool. But it's all like kind of just connected in a way like we understand, like at least I understand like what we're saying, so I try to use like some of like that stuff with our members here. So
Mhm.
when we talk about tempo work, we do that a lot, like those things you need to understand, like eccentric, explode out of the bottom,
Mhm.
like all these movements are important, and that kind of thing. So
Yeah, I feel like people don't really do tempo work very often. Like in normal, like if you go to like a regular gym or whatever,
yeah, it's
people don't just do it. They just do the movement. They don't.
it's a good way to
do that type of stuff.
build strength, build confidence in each portion of the lift.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll do a lot of like pauses in Olympic weightlifting and stuff. That kind of thing too also helps just feeling how your body's supposed to be in a certain movement at a certain time.
Mm-hmm.
But tempo also is a good strength building thing. So like your time under tension just increases.
Mm-hmm.
So
Increase
that's
your range
why we
of
do it
motion.
here. It sucks. Obviously, if you know, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But it's very, very beneficial to increase strength throughout the whole duration of the lift,
Mhm.
which
Yep.
he gets it.
Yep.
Obviously.
Yep. It's good.
Um,
Good stuff.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, tempo's great stuff. Favorite lift? What do you think? What's yours?
Mine. I like trap bar deadlifts a lot.
Do like a trap bar?
Yeah, I like those. I like lunges of all shapes and sizes.
Shapes.
All
Shapes
forms.
and sizes.
All forms of lunges. I do like.
If you had to pick one lunge the rest of your life to do, what would it be?
It would be rear foot elevated. I just think
Rear foot
it's the
elevated.
best. It sucks, but it's the best.
Wow, you just
Shout out
do
Tyler.
things- do things you suck at.
Yeah.
Makes you stronger.
Well, I'm
mentally,
really good at
physically.
them, so. Just kidding.
Oh boy, I know Mallory programs like split squats at her gym,
Mhm.
not like elevated, just like
Just
in a
right
lunge
up and down.
stance.
Yeah,
those
I
are
program
pretty-
those too. That's
those are
normally
pretty tough too. Just to do.
start out. That's what I pick. Like if they're starting somebody out with a lunge,
Nice,
split squat,
nice.
up and down.
Go Steelers. Yeah, buddy. That's good stuff all around. As far as programming and that kind of thing, the crossover between understanding that, communicating that, just from like a lift and performance perspective, understanding the way your body feels is important. I think that's very overlooked for people. Like people have a tough time pulling the reins in sometimes. They just want to go because they just don't understand, or they just have like, the ego thing. It's just part of it. But
Yeah, I think it's.
we see it a lot here and in CrossFit because like you're just like constantly competing against
Mhm.
people, leaderboards, all these things Kurt touched on. But it's important to know how your body's feeling.
Yeah, I feel like it too. Like if you see it down, that makes it
Yeah,
more
definitely.
challenging. Like I have to do 135 pounds today with whatever. It's like, okay, you don't feel very, like you're tired, you're tight, you're sore, whatever the case might be. It's okay if you don't do it that day.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a big deal.
Not a big deal. No, you see that a lot. Like, just I didn't feel great today, but still was here and did some stuff, which is cool. That's what we want. You want to keep moving, but you also know when to have that rest and just not do anything. Go for a walk. I don't know.
Mhm.
Walks are
Walks
good.
are good. Walktober, it's happening.
What do you got all these things? Sheesh. Is this,
It's just a challenge.
Giving, gives giving. or
Jim's
whatever.
giving, dude.
Jim's
Jim's
giving. Walktober.
It's a walk challenge.
All right. Well, who's winning? Do you know?
I don't know. Probably Mike Goose.
Goose. Hey,
Mhm.
why is he doing it?
He just signed up.
Hey, well, that's
Dude,
respect.
he's a train conductor. Walks like 22,000 steps a day.
All right. Well, Ian's not beating that. Ian is not beating that.
No.
Sorry, buddy.
No. The goal though is just to
Get
get people
walking.
moving
Yeah.
outside of the
Ultimate
gym.
goal. That's
And
what's up.
I think we have like 12 to 15 people sign up for it. Gym members and non.
Mad heads.
Yeah. Sam is doing it.
Who?
From Sam Bam.
Oh, shout out
Sam
Sam.
Bam. Yeah,
Sam Bam.
she's competing in the Walktober challenge.
She is in Texas right now, I believe, somewhere. I don't know. But
yeah, she's competing in it.
well, hello, Sam.
But
Samantha.
the goal is just to get people moving outside of the gym.
Well, why the heck didn't you tell me you were doing that? I would have.
I did. I posted it on the gram.
Text me individually.
I could have.
Dumb idiot. I could have plugged it to Aurelius.
Could have.
Nice little cross.
Could have. I don't know.
Dumb idiots with con. That's what's going you con. Yeah, so that's like a cool thing to get people moving.
Yeah.
We talk about that obviously a lot on here. What can you do? Just go out for a nice walk.
Mm-hmm.
Best time of the year right now. Go for a walk.
Mm-hmm.
Fall time, crisp air.
Mm-hmm.
Can't beat it. So, like, is there anything else you would like to dive into about Fry Performance that you want to like talk about as far as anything like programming, scheduling? Seminars you're doing, you kind of do these seminars.
Yeah, I don't have anything planned. I did the Walktober thing this month, kind of instead of a seminar, I guess. I don't know if I'm going to do anything or what I'm going to do in November, but I think in December I'm going to do a goal setting seminar.
Yeah, we were talking about doing something like that.
Yeah, I've gone to one before. Last 2 years I've gone to one.
I think you asked me to go to the last year, and then I couldn't go for some reason, but I wanted to.
I think I'm going to have him come in and do it at the gym.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, it's awesome. Whole packet. Just review your year, and then you make new goals based on that. And it's a good time. Good time. So look for that in December. Yeah, maybe January. I have to see how the weekends. December gets a little busy.
Busy
with the holidays.
Yeah, I mean, good time of year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Fry Performance, where is it at?
Where is it located?
Yeah,
it's in Robinson.
All right, just so
right in the building that Dicka's is in, actually, on Steubenville Pike. They do have good steaks.
A little
pricey, but they're
Sorry,
good.
Dicka's, it's just the way it is.
They're good. Supposedly their burger's really good. I haven't had it, but supposedly
you love a good burger.
Good burger, like $17, but
you gotta get that same burger down at McDonald's for free. You know.
I don't know. I don't know about that.
When was the last time you ate McDonald's?
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
2019 to be exact.
I've never eaten fast food. I haven't had a carb since 2004, Chris.
Oh, man. Yeah, it's located in Robinson, Steubenville Pike, right by Dicka's. Nice little space. Got some turf.
Turf's nice.
Kettlebells, dumbbells, go to 90. A rack. Push sled.
Yeah.
Got it. We have anything you need. We have there. So.
Yeah, I just definitely wanted to talk about like just how you program what Fry Performance does. So
yeah,
some circuit training, but more like strength conditioning type stuff. A lot of sled pushes, like power output stuff, like on an Aerodyne treadmill.
Mm-hmm.
You guys have like a water rower or whatever.
Yeah, they have a water rower.
They still do like what we do here, like squats.
Yeah.
Presses.
Mm-hmm.
So push press, I would say. Do you do some like strict press, shoulder press type stuff?
Yeah, more normally with dumbbells.
Yeah,
but
you're more of a dumbbell kind of guy.
Just logistically, it works out better. I only have one rack.
Yeah, one rack.
So.
But they do a lot of stuff that we know of here at Aurelius, but more specialized in that kind of thing. It's not really a workout of the day. It's more of like a structured programming of a compound movement as far as like a lift, like a hex bar deadlift. We don't have any of those here, but they're good kind of variation to switch up from just like regular deadlift. A lot of benching, a lot of kettlebell stuff. You guys have a lot of kettlebells, a lot of dumbbells.
Yep.
But you also do like a lot of like plyometric type stuff.
Yeah, big jumper.
I love me some plyos. So plyometrics is more like that explosion type stuff. So like box jumps, rebounding, that kind of things for people here. But like banded stuff, you do like a lot of that. I mean, we've worked out before where it's like footwork and agility outside.
Yeah.
You do a lot of plyometric stuff outside like that. You can do is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Not you do that, but
yeah, do a lot of hopping.
A lot of hopping.
Very low intensity, like extensive plyos.
Good for like joint and
ankle stiffness.
Yeah. So
Achilles strength.
a little bit like different attack on working out, but still very prevalent in today's society, and like obviously very, very good stuff across the board, as far as what we try and get into, or what you try and get into. But definitely try and incorporate that some into what we do here, because it just still, like warming up, I try to get people to warm up very dynamically, so they're primed and ready in those positions. So we do a lot of when I program for Olympic lifting, I do like a very general warm up to get the blood flowing, and then like some hit 90-90 things or whatever. But then we do a lot of like PVC pipe, like heck of reps, a lot of reps.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? PVC pipe, just doing like full snatches with PVC pipe over and over and over and over and over again to make you feel warm and dynamically ready to go. So like that's kind of what you do in your warm ups. I know I've worked out with you for a couple of times, obviously, but like doing those jumps, doing those stability exercises to get everything primed and ready is super important, and you obviously implement that at Fry Performance Training. But yeah, that's good stuff all around.
Yeah.
Anything cool coming up that you're looking forward to? I know you mentioned positive, at least Friendsgiving, Gymsgiving, Walktober. Anything coming up or anything that's happened recently that you're excited about, you want to share with the...
I am excited about the Walktober challenge. It's gone well. I think it has gotten a lot of people outside of the gym, getting outside.
Good.
Making it a point to go out and go for a walk. Making it a point to get up and move. I have had people say like, oh, I get up and like I do like a 10-minute walk like during work. It's great.
Good, yeah.
That's great.
You should do that every day.
Yeah, you should.
Shouldn't sit down the whole day.
Right. So
down the whole day, you ain't doing that.
I think that's a big thing, and it's a good thing.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing. Yeah. Anything coming up? Walktober other than that? Nothing.
Not really. The gyms. I'm excited for that. I think
how's the clients doing?
Good.
Like,
yeah. Getting strong. I had
anything remarkable that you want to share?
Well, I had a guy the other day. He started out, say in February this past year, maybe. I don't know when he started, but can't remember. But he started out just like benching the 20-pound dumbbells, and he just hit 135 on the bench for sets of 5 the other day. And he started out there at like 85 pounds as well. And he like made a Facebook post about it. So
wow,
he was super excited, and I'm very excited. He's just very consistent. He never misses. 2 times a week.
You want to get better, don't miss.
It's the biggest thing.
Consistency.
Biggest thing there is.
Wild,
but
man.
He's been very consistent. And shout out to him. Rich. Yeah, shout out to Rich. He very consistent.
Good on you, Rich. That's cool. That's good stuff. Kind of try to do the same thing. Kurt hit a PR snatch the other day, 260 pounds. I was pumped up when he sent me the vid. I said he better put it on the internet or I will.
I haven't seen it, so.
Wow.
I'm guessing he didn't put it on the internet.
Story.
Oh, maybe I did see it then.
I have a video. I'll show you. He sent it to me. No big deal or anything. He loves himself a snatch, so as soon as you saw I was fired up. Speed under the barbell with that guy was impeccable. Big things coming for Kurt Langtaut. Not here today, but he'll be back. So that was cool. A lot of people PR'd their clean the other morning in a workout, which best thing of my whole life. Love me some clean, so that was kind of cool. Everyone's kind of buying into the legs feed the wolf thing here, just because it's fun. But legs do feed the wolf.
They do.
So that was fun. We got Aurelius Games coming up. Looking forward to that. Looking forward.
When's that? The 5th?
November 5th. Yeah, so that's the day. So have a bunch of stuff planned that day for Aurelius.
Time's that start?
Cool. I don't know yet. Probably in the morning, sometime at like 8:39.
Right, I'll be here.
It won't be anything crazy as far as like a regular comp, just because it's in-house, but still be a good day to have our members show their progress and stuff. They all love it, getting together. And then I feel like I had something else to say. Oh, we're starting some programming ourselves coming up. We're excited about. dive into it. But just
Like getting ready for like the.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, you kind of know like if you or you're not like gonna take it too serious. But
Mhm.
I just like working out and pushing myself and becoming a better person
Mm-hmm.
from the hard workouts, which we touched on last week. So that's gonna be fun for me to kind of just get after a little bit. That's what I like to do. But yeah. Anything else you want to plug today, Chris?
No,
Nothing. Sheesh.
I don't think so.
Yeah, so Chris Fry, Fry Performance Training.
Follow me on Instagram.
Don't. Terrible follow. Yeah, follow his friggin' personal account, Chris Fry, but he doesn't really do anything on that. He
No.
does Fry Performance Training. Yeah, follow him. I encourage you guys to go maybe drop in, take a class
Yeah.
one of these days.
Come on
Love to
down.
Try and set something up where I go with like a group of us.
That would be good.
Go through something like that. Would love to kind of get you guys to come here.
Yeah.
Do like a class here. Just that crossover is cool to see where you support people.
Mhm.
Obviously, one of my closer friends. So whatever I can do to help him there is legit. So let's get that rolling. But yeah, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
We'll get you more back on. We'll get into some
Yeah.
more specific topics on
Yeah.
stuff. But I
Good
kind of
stuff.
liked how we talked about like the app you use.
Mm-hmm.
Tell how people are feeling,
Mhm,
warming up too. So
Mm-hmm.
people here at Aurelius, those of you who don't take warming up seriously and you wonder why you might not be progressing as you want, it's super important to warm up properly and understanding how to do that. So like that's why we try and do it that way.
Mhm.
But I thought that was a cool topic for today.
The show.
But yeah, hey,
Hey.
thanks for coming on, Chris. Woo, made its way to Spotify and YouTube. We'll get you back, but thanks
Yes,
for
sir.
coming, buddy.
Hey, be better than easy.
Be better than easy.
Leave on that one there.
No bad performance. Don't weaken. Motion is lotion. Moving is improving. Weak legs equal weak mind. And legs feed the wolf. See ya.
You have been listening to the Pros and Con podcast. You can find us on Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, YouTube, Spotify, and Anchor. Come back each week for a new episode. Thanks for listening.